Marjorie Taylor Greene is sitting around sending nasty tweets to Matt Gaetz, who's a hero. You saw that. Unbelievable. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Matt Gaetz sends a tweet out. Very nice. Olive branch. Hey, congratulations, MTG, on your committee assignments. Great to have you back. We're going to do great things. So good this has happened and looking forward to working with you. And she retweets it out with a comment that basically says, go to hell. I'm paraphrasing, but it was go to hell. You tied Congress up for a week with your nonsense to try to get MTV ratings. And I'm the leading voice of MAGA. That's her response. I mean, come on, stop. Unbelievable. Matt Gaetz is a hero, and he was just being a gentleman, right? And then she retweets that. Stop. I always feel like saying, you know what? Go away.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and the hierarchy of the MAGA ecosystem is really fascinating, isn't it? It's like studying an ant farm. All the little worker ants stay in their lanes in loyal, obedient service, and if one of them gets out of line and bumps into another, they start freaking out and eating one another. Well, Marge the Trainwreck Greene and Matt the Pedophile Gaetz bumped into one another, and the hissy fit have been something to watch, and it's breaking the entire MAGA hierarchy. Just look at John Fredericks here flipping and flopping like a mindless insect at the sight of this little MAGA family bickering. Funny, isn't it? Marge calling for armed insurrections is just a normal day at the office, but if she says something against Matt Gaetz, then all of a sudden Fredericks is finally willing to label her a traitor. Pretty clearly illustrates where this guy's loyalties lie. He doesn't care that Marge is a traitor to America. No, of course not. A traitor against Matt Gaetz? Now that's an unforgivable crime. Just look at how ripe this man crush is. Frederick spends 90% of this video up Gaetz' back end, admonishing him as a hero every fifth word. And all of it is in the pursuit of the trophy of most MAGA. Gaetz and Greene are competing to see who is most MAGA, and John Fredericks wants to make sure his bet on the right horse to help carry him that distinction as well. It's a little secret society with the brownie point system. Did you try to overthrow democracy on January the 6th? 10 points for that. Do you worship on the altar of Donald Trump with twice daily prayers and $1 under your MyPillow for the Trump Fairy Fund? 5 points for that. In general, if you're short a significant amount of brain cells and are easily manipulated, you too can be in contention for most MAGA. But the number one qualification to put yourself in the running for the distinction of most MAGA is, of course, proving how un-American you are. If you want to wipe Trump's undercarriage with the United States Constitution and plug the White House plumbing system to delete democracy and appoint a brain-dead dictator, then ding, 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 you are the most MAGA.
Steve Bannon is weighing in on the political aspirations and ambitions of Marjorie Greene, and they go about as high as you can imagine. He is saying that she wants to be VP. And first of all, I would like to congratulate Steve Bannon on being on the cutting edge of political discourse. Everybody was already talking about this like 3 months ago. Anyway, but he has actually spoken with her, which is a benefit to him? Doesn't seem like one, but he does have inside information. And so here is why he feels so confident that she wants to be Trump's VP candidate. He says, this is no shrinking violet. She's ambitious. She's not shy about that, nor should she be. She's both strategic and disciplined. And I sort of get what he means with that last part. It seems weird to apply as lofty an adjective as strategic to the mind of Marjorie Greene, but anyway, he says she sees herself on the short list for Trump's VP. Paraphrasing Cokie Roberts, when MTG looks in the mirror, she sees a potential president smiling back. That's my favorite part of this, because he is explicitly talking about her being VP there, and I guess maybe he means someday she would run for president too, and why not? That seems like hell, so I'm sure we'll experience it together. But it sounds like he's saying she wants to be Trump's VP and just wait in the wings until he inevitably keels over. That's what it feels like to me, Francesca. That said, they have a second source, not just Bannon, saying that Greene, her whole vision is to be vice president. The source, who has ties to Trump, spoke on condition of anonymity, but also believes that Greene would be on Trump's shortlist. And look, this is considered like a big divisive rumor in today's news cycle. I just take this as a given. Like, yeah, she's almost certainly on the shortlist. I am starting to think maybe Carrie Lake could edge her out. Maybe Tulsi Gabbard. I don't know for sure. What do you think?
Oh God, you just planting that. I had to like swallow a little bit of vom right there. Thinking of Tulsi Gabbard as a running mate. Yeah, of course. Of course, Marjorie wants to be the running mate, and it makes sense. We can't have nice things in this country, so we will, if I were to call it, Trump gets reelected, Trump keels over, which is good. That feels good. Then Marjorie becomes president. That feels bad. And there you have it. And then we are basically in a don't look up situation with Meryl Streep, except we've got Marjorie Greene. Anyway, yeah, no, it's clear that here's what I will say. What I like about Trump is that he also loves being a wet blanket on people's dreams. Like he hates the idea that other people have ambitions other than himself, right? Or that their ambitions are not just to prop him up and his greatness. She's done a good job, right? She was, not successfully, but she was like lobbying her fellow congresspeople on the floor when they were trying to vote for McCarthy, and she had Donald on the phone, right? Like DJT was like, here, talk to him, he's begging us. She was doing that, she's been calling Boebert out for her lack of like loyalty. She's been doing all the things, but also she's a little, she's trying to be her own thing. And Trump doesn't like someone who's trying to be their own thing. He's going to have to play kind of if she's the nominee, a second fiddle, like a passing the torch, passing the baton situation. And I don't think he likes that. Remember when Chris Christie kind of stepped out a little bit too much? Remember when even Rudy Giuliani stepped out a little too much, and then he got beaten to submission, and he came back and he was fine. He was sort of like came back as a little puppy lapdog and like, no, you don't have to even pay me. I will eat off the ground.